Hi.
Ray, how are you? First of all, just to be obnoxious, and I'm looking at your posters in the back. What
you
is
know,
my favorite movies?
it-
So,
it's Moonlight,
Moonlight,
Parasite, The
The Wood,
Wood,
Love
Love
Jones,
Jones, and this is Zendaya in
oh,
Euphoria.
Euphoria.
Yeah, I was doing virtual interviews. I guess it's over a year now. And then like late last year, I was like, maybe I need to get like a background. I just don't need a white wall. I need a background.
Yeah, yes.
So I thought that I should like do something like this. But I'm so excited to chat with you about this new season of In Treatment. I feel like it's right on time. I feel like it's good content that we need right now, and also thought provoking content that we need right now. So first off, I wanted to ask you personally, as a Black actress, what was the importance of having this show come back and a Black woman being at the forefront of it?
Well, thank you for asking that question. I have to first say that I love Shadow and Act.
Thank you, thank you,
You
thank
guys are a
you.
wonderful, wonderful outlet.
Thank you so much.
Really quite exceptional. What does it mean? I think I think it was exciting and it was great. Rarely have we've seen a lot of shows addressing mental health, whether it's television shows, films, theater, even. But rarely have we seen someone like myself sitting in pose for as the therapist.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so it was exciting. It was exciting for that to happen. I hope that with that happening, it helps to start some kind of conversation or opening for um, our community to uh, confront mental health.
Yeah.
But I also hope that the world at large is able to see the visibility of someone like myself, a Black woman in this seat charged with treating people, to understand that we can occupy this space as well.
Yeah, yeah. And it's also come an interesting time because most people have been cooped up in the house for a year now.
Yeah.
And the pandemic has kind of had us put a spotlight on, how important mental health is, considering like a lot of people have been in different scenarios, situations they wouldn't have been if the pandemic hadn't happened, being alone for weeks on time,
Yeah.
not going into an office and having that interaction. So what are some ways that you think that the pandemic has kind of shown how important mental health awareness is?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's shown in a couple ways. I think first of all, I don't think there's anybody in our global family who could now look at people and think that they're alone, period, or that there's anyone without a problem. I've been saying, like, even if you back in our before times, thought there were people in this world who didn't have problems, things that they were sorting through. We've all been through a pandemic, so at least everybody has one on the board.
That one common experience. We have a common experience.
Everybody at least has that now on the board, plus whatever else they have going. So I think it fractured this idea of perfection, which I think is an interesting thing to tackle in someone like Brooke, who presents like everything's perfect, whether it's in how she dresses and does her hair and her makeup every day to the way her home looks. She's trying to present this idea of no cracks, no fissures anywhere.
Yeah.
But there's a lot going on underneath. And I think that having gone through something like a global pandemic reveals that for a lot of people, that no matter what the outside veneer might present, that there's something there that in all likelihood everybody is going through something.
Yeah. Yes. 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 And well, I remember when the announcement first came down, I was like, okay, this is a perfect, because I mean, at the time when they announced HBO announced the show was coming back, things were slowly getting back to normal in the industry. But I was like, okay, this is a perfect show that can be filmed during COVID, just because of the style of the show. But also, then when I started watching the show, I'm like, I bet as an actor, this is a heavy listening role. Just like sitting there and taking in everything from what's mostly two people having a conversation and all that going on. So how taxing was it to do, scene after scene and episode after episode of such, deep, deep material, and also just the way the episodes are structured, having to take in all of that from your scene partners.
It was a lot, but it was exciting at the same time because you get the opportunity to. I mean, who's not going to enjoy listening to Anthony Ramos play Eladio? Who's not going to enjoy, you know, a Quintessa giving you all of Layla's heart? Who is not going to watch and enjoy seeing John Benjamin Hickey give you, monologue after monologue after monologue? Mm-hmm. You are going to enjoy that endlessly. I think, like I said, I was like front row center every time. It's like you think of it like a theater with every session, because I got to sit right there. And yes, I am listening as Brooke Taylor, but I'm also a person after take 3 or 4, you know what I mean? And really getting to watch and listen and be captivated because they're captivating, it was exciting to listen in that way and be swept up in everything everybody was doing and working so hard on and giving all of their stuff. Like, I would be remiss to not mention that, that every single one of those actors was exceptional. Not good, not great, exceptional at their craft, at their shape, at the work that they were putting in behind the scene, their preparation. It was incredible to witness, period, full stop. And a joy. And I think when you're swimming in that water, it makes you want to learn how to swim, right? You want to show up and deliver for them as well and give them as much as an offering that they're giving to you.
Yeah. Also, I'm just going to say this right now, that I think that Brooke is the best dressed person that's going to be on television in 2021. I mean,
because we're all wearing sweatpants
in front of a camera. Like, she was turning looks just virtually. So I wanted to say, did you see this like fashion icon coming in? Did you have any sort of like involvement in this wardrobe? Because I'm telling you, she's going for like every other fashion queen on television right now.
Not a fashion queen. No, I did not see it coming. Our stylist, Tiffany Hasborn, who did an exceptional job crafting this design story, being very intentional and deliberate with addressing Brooke's mental health through her clothes.
Yes.
Through her wear. And even I think, down to a really brilliant way of pairing certain outfits with certain patients. There was a lot of belting and tight waist, and a lot of the belts and really pulled and more traditional when she's in a session with Colin, to having a bit more flair when she's in a session with Layla, to some of the neutrals or gem tones with Eladio. She was really to then watching her in her streetwear. That you watched in her Brooke episodes was incredible. I think also something really important to highlight about Tiffany's work, her real facility to not just with Brooke, but with every character, with form. There is a real, oftentimes overlooked skill that is, and understanding of craftsmanship
Yeah.
that is required when having the ability to dress all shapes and sizes
Mm-hmm.
well,
Yeah.
right? Because you can throw clothes on anyone,
Mm-hmm.
but to dress every shape well is really a reflection of your talent. I think your ability, your eye for tailoring, your eye for body and form. And she did that exceptionally well, whether it was from a Colin, no matter the age, no matter the youth, no matter the size, she could really land that plane with spectacular craftsmanship.
Yeah.
And I felt beautiful every day.
Well, iconic wardrobe. So Tiffany deserves all her credit for this because it's so great, so great.
Excellent.
And unfortunately, that's all of my time. But I enjoyed chatting with you so much. And I can't wait for the world to see this new season. I think it's going to be really thought provoking and start a lot of conversations and just good TV to watch right now. So I thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, Trey. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good one.